There we are. Jed, open us up, baby.
Welcome back to our closing live of CattleCon 2026 here in downtown Music City, USA, Nashville, Tennessee.
It's a hell of a lot
I know.
better than I can do. We have a you went up to our RFK speech, and
Yep.
we have a recording that we'll play that in a little bit. And if people can't understand what he's saying, you can do your best translation, your best RFK. Hey, we got some people out there watching. Thanks for watching, and click like and subscribe. If you want to, we're going to go live here for a little bit. There's a lot of things going on in the outside markets. As you know, I like doing those. I even got my cross on, so definitely we're gonna need some faith here. We're gonna need the Lord if you're trading Bitcoin. We're gonna need we got cattle moving. We got some breaking news in cattle late in the day. We have this RFK really positive speech. I didn't go, but I let Jed Sidwell, Mr. Jed Sidwell, and Lindsay go up there and see. And I'm glad you guys got to do that. All right, where do you want to start? Should we start with markets?
Yeah, let's start there.
All right, talk a little bit about the energy up in that room. I got to log back into my. We're working just from a laptop, and so for me to see the markets, I have to look at my phone through the lower lens. Let's just read them off as I see them here. As we close here in the stock markets close here in America at 3 o'clock. I have the S&P down 104, NASDAQ down 400, Dow Jones down 700, Micro Bitcoin down 9,000, gold down 110. Let's see here. Silver, are you sitting down 73.30, down $11. That's after it was up $6-7 last night. And with that, let's look at our grains. Now we do have some good news here. This is really the really duper good news. Crude oil down 189, gasoline, natural gas up a little bit. Let's look at corn, wheat, and beans. Really great news. March corn, folks, up 5 3/4, call it 6 cents. March soybeans up 19 cents. Wheat up 8, oats up 3, meal up, oil down. KC wheat up 8, rough rice up 18, spring wheat up 3. A great day in the meats. The meat in the grains, not the meats, because I got that in my mind. I have live cattle down 530, feeder cattle down 5, 6, 700, depending on pig tier month. We opened in meats on that news. We gapped open lower. Jed will touch on that. We traded limit down actually. And hold on, we got a special guest. Let's bring him on the show. Hold on. We got a special guest. Jed got kicked out of here. We got a special guest.
Diaper bag and all.
Diaper bag and all. Can I hold the baby? Oh my God, we're live with Mr.
You say hi to Mr. Tommy?
You guys know who this is? Everyone's Mr. Jesse Allen. We're live here on Facebook and X and all that good stuff. And
Dad duty here for the rest of the
this
day.
is gonna make the best YouTube shorts ever. You got that. You can put the little earbud in your thing if you want. That's the best way. Best we could do, $5 earpiece. Jed goes, I don't want to take my hat off. And I'm like, well, I'm going to have to go to CVS and buy an earbud.
What do you think, buddy?
Where'd you get all these cute clothes?
How was the cattle market today?
If he starts crying, we know what happened.
No, yeah, he's
Hey,
not feeling it.
Mr. Jesse Allen, after work here just a few minutes ago, they announced, how do you say it, Jed? 100, the headline, how much?
It was
100,000
200 million pounds.
from Argentina. Here, I have it.
Oh, wow.
I
200
can't click
million
the
pounds.
mouse. I click the mouse, but I'll drop a baby. So
Here, how about I'll take the baby and you click the mouse. I don't want to interrupt your show.
No,
too
we
much,
want
buddy.
you on the show.
So-
This made for good TV here. Everyone, Mr. Jesse Allen. So, as you guys know, Jesse Allen's from Market Talk, and there we go, from AOA. Jess, here's the headline right here.
Yeah, see, you can tell me the headline, Tom.
All right. U.S. to allow 100K tons of Argentine beef preferential access. This just came out after the close. That doesn't sound bullish, but
Doesn't sound bullish, but I'm sure the fundamentals will take back over at some point.
right.
So,
It could be
you
a
know.
2-3 day supply too.
I
Yeah.
know I'm out of the camera
No,
shot.
that's
but
okay.
we're making the pit stop, and we've interrupted.
No, you're on the
Tommy
live stream. Hey,
Grisafi
everybody.
Jed.
We got Mr. Jesse Allen from Market Talk and AOA. Stop by. Did you have a good show?
It was a great show. Yeah,
Yeah.
very busy, very fun. Lots of great conversations. Definitely always a fun event, and a lot of optimism from the cattle folks, I'd say, Tommy. But still looking at screw worm and all these other things. We'll see.
Yeah, look at that little cute.
Is Uncle Tommy messing with you?
Like in the Blues Brothers. How much for the baby? How
He's
much
not-
for the kids?
He's not for sale.
How much for the kids? Oh, that's awesome. All right, Mr. Jesse Allen, he bombed us. I love it. That was awesome. And his son, that's good stuff. See ya, Jess.
Yeah.
All right, that's awesome. Made my day. All right, back to the show. You never know what's going to happen here when you're live on TV at CATTLECON. Mr. Jesse Allen and that handsome little kid of his here. All right. So as we were saying, let's get back to this U.S. allow 100K tons of Argentine beef. We'll see. I mean, I don't think it's. You'll see how the markets do. Bigger. Well, go ahead. I'll let Jed talk.
Yeah, I kind of went through ahead and I did the rough math, kind of on what estimates are that the U.S. goes through in beef every year. And man, my number I got around that was close to a single digit kind of percentages of the market.
This is rough math on the on paper here, real quick. 3 minutes before we go live.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're out there and we don't know what the hell we're talking about, you let us know. But if I had to guess, that's just like that. Oh, we're going to import all this beef from Brazil or Argentina. You're like, all right, that's 1%, 2%, 3%. We still have a 98% problem.
Right.
It's not a problem as much as, folks, this goes all the way back to COVID. You were in high school, COVID year, and we lost our bid in. We lost our ability to process beef due to illness. We lost our ability to the consumer, wasn't even shopping for a few weeks. It disrupted the markets and it really pushed some people out of the industry. Do you remember anyone in your area getting pushed out of the industry?
Oh, not a whole lot. I remember it was mostly hard on the labor for the feed yards and dairies in my area was the big thing that I remember. Kind of a loss of people who drive feed trucks and do things like that. And that made things tough. It shut down some local kind of companies when it comes to like parts and things like that for ag, but it didn't. Life kept going for the most part for most of us in our area.
Yeah, big shout out to our friend Grain Stats. If you're not subscribed to Grain Stats, you should be. They have a great service here on X, and they're getting out information at the speed of light, using AI and everything else. Big fan of Grain Stats, and we always see our views go up when Grain Stats.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Before we get any further, drop us a comment. Tommy and I are going to be on for quite a little while yet. So if you have anything that you want to tell us, no matter where you're watching, whether it be
Tell us where you're watching from. Yeah.
Twitter, Facebook, tell us something, what you'd like us to answer while we're going live here for our last session during CattleCon.
Yeah, that was cool having Jesse and the Sunday. It's funny. Jesse and the baby. I went to go click on something. I'm like, if I click, I'm going to drop the baby. It's been a while. Normally we're rushed when we're live streaming, but as we look around, people are starting to pack up. It's been a great few days. Today is Thursday. We're in Nashville. The weather's getting better. Talk to clients today in North Dakota all over. So 50 degrees in North Dakota makes you think about spring. Soybeans up another 20 today. Corn up 5. Corn starting to fill back into that USDA report. Beans, I looked at the charts. From where beans were on that earlier spring high, we came all the way down and we're about 30 cents from taking out that old high. If I had another screen, I could show you charts and quotes and everything else. But you all are out there living it. As a trader, if you're out there trading, how you doing? This gold, silver move, outside market move, Bitcoin move. As I was saying earlier on the show before, I can't tweet, I can't text to my clients the word Bitcoin, crypto, or anything else. So I had to email them know that Bitcoin was down 12%. Do I think my clients are trading or involved in Bitcoin? No, but it affects other things, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, like you always like to say, Tommy, rising tides bring up all ships.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to have beans go up, corn's going to go up, eventually beans going to go up. But when you see something like silver, literally, folks, get to almost a half off sale here. If silver pierces the 7 handle tonight, we'll have a 6. And then it was just last Friday we had a 120, 121 handle here. So some incredible price action here. I just want to check on these outside markets again. The S&P down 90, NASDAQ down 400, Dow down 640, it bounced a little bit. But looking at crypto, silver down, gold down 120, silver 73.20. Looking at Bitcoin 63, call it 63, 64,000 down $10,000 in Bitcoin. That's a big movement. So if you got a comment, question, drop it there. All right, what else you want to talk about? Should we get to the? We got a good crowd, about 200 people watching. Tommy Grisafi Jed Sidwell here, Ag Bull Trading, Ag Bull Meeting. We're at the Nesvik Trading Group. Nesvik Trading is based out of Memphis and Nashville, and we had a packed crowd. I guess tonight, Mr. Jed, we're going out with some people from the CME Group, people who are in charge of the agriculture contracts, new contracts, coming out the fertilizer contract. I think we're going out with some folks from RJ O'Brien, some folks from some really successful large cattle traders. Some are CTAs, some trade their own account. Tell us about the people who you know who came down here.
Yeah, the guys from Lavaca, man, the May family that runs Lavaca Trading and are kind of major movers and shakers in the cattle world. They came down here, and it was fun to see them. I actually got to intern them a summer back when I was in college. And man, they're great people. Dan May, if you don't know him, was inducted in the Cattle Feeders Hall of Fame last year. And so truly cool people.
Yeah, and the real players in the industry. We have some special podcasts coming out. We have our interview with Don Wick, our interview with Mr. White, our interview with Buster Kuhn. Folks, if you want to see those podcasts, what we recorded down here last few days or anything we're talking about, head over to premium www.agbull.com, $25 a month, $250 annually. We'll be live streaming. We'll be doing Wiesmeyer. I won't get Wiesmeyer done tomorrow. I have to travel back home to Indiana, but Wiesmeyer's free. Stuff like this is free, but most everything else is going premium. And it's interesting because we had a couple of people come over and say, "Hey, I like watching you on this show or that show," and they said, "I haven't been on the show in 6 months," but they said, "Well, we want to watch you." I said, "Yeah, well, $25 you can get the all the time that you can handle, and Jed too." Everyone's going private. It's interesting to watch media. The Washington Post yesterday let go of 1/3 of their staff. And, I don't know any newspapers are hiring, or if there are media companies hiring. Traditional media companies, I know they're not paying what they used to. A lot of things in traditional media. But, I'll tell you guys all a funny story. The National Association of Farm Broadcasters is over here. And a couple of years ago, I applied to the National Association of Farm Broadcasters, and they said, "Well, you're not a farm broadcaster, you're a podcaster." And I can tell you from the bottom of my heart, shows like this and others like Joe Bakovics and others have absolutely kicked the ass in traditional media, and we're going to continue. So keep letting us not in your club, and we'll keep live streaming and put content. But I don't know anyone who is like, "Hey, I ordered Direct TV and they put a satellite in my backyard and we're going to get hardwired to the TV." I mean, my whole house is run from one wireless box in my basement. And I know when my kids used to be bad, I used to unplug it and be like, "I don't know, the internet's out." And that was enough to be like, "What?" Yeah, you shut the internet off and it changes things. So how you get content, create content, do everything else is changing.
The cool thing about the Jed and Tommy show that we have here is that we can specialize it a little bit, change things to fit what you guys want and need. So if you have ideas, drop them in the comments there.
Yeah, we got a comment from Theta Farmer. Thanks, Theta Farmer. Thoughts on NX? That'd be July no soybeans after this week's move. I didn't look at it. I could pull it up on my phone, but several people were talking about it today. I was involved in trading March soybeans. I imagine the July is going up just as much. I heard that some people really got beat up in this. There were some people really bear spread, and on the bingo card they didn't have the Trump fish they want. So I'm not quite sure exactly what level it's trading today. I could look, but I'm working on this little laptop right now. Normally, when we're live streaming, we have a desktop and 4 screens, and we pull up charts and graphs and everything else. So in the future, be like, hey, let me pull that up. I'll look at it while Jed's talking about it. Great question. Let me see if I can
Like
pull
we
that up.
talked about, like black swan events like we had the other day, we can kind of predict what we think the market's going to do long term.
Like a
big
weather
events.
person,
Right.
they got this 6 month outlook, and then they think it was going to rain tomorrow.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was going to rain, and and so if someone could predict the markets, if someone knew where the hell was going on, why the hell would they be talking to you? I mean, one thing I did want to say on the show, I was thinking about earlier, Dan. I'm glad you brought that up when you said, people try to predict, use charts, use fundamentals. I think when you say predict, you mean more like there's tons of people in offices that usually keep them locked up in a basement or a corner that do fundamental analysis. Well, they're getting their ass. I mean, fundamentally, beans are really bearish with how big the South American crop is. But margin department wise, you had to send in money yesterday, and you got to send in more money today. And that really messes people up. The Trump administration just throws a wrench in the in, in like I've never seen it. They just continue to make smart people look stupid. That's what I'm trying to say. Add to that.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this even in his previous 4 terms. I mean, whenever you see a Trump tweet, you immediately have to be on it because who knows what it's going to be about or what it's going to be about. So,
Yeah, or a true social. Yeah.
yeah,
We brought the red phone. Data farmer, if you are short July X beans, you got the phone call that the margins do. I'm getting a question about world carryout on corn. That's interesting because there's a lot of corn in the world. Any thoughts on world corn carryout? We have unbelievable demand here in the U.S. for corn. We have great sales, Mexico and other countries, among lately. The overall corn number in the world is pretty good, pretty solid, and a balance sheet economy. We're not running out, but I tell you what, Jed, with one week of hot 100-degree days, if we have a production problem, we'll light this corn market out. We seem to have too much corn right now in the United States, but that could change.
yeah, yeah. We truly won't know what's planted, what's out there for a long time. I mean, because these numbers we're going to be looking at, it takes a while for that data to get back to us. Yeah, if there is a big event, we truly won't know what it's going to be.
Because we had our last USDA report was bearish, people want to argue about that forever. And if the USDA ever was to correct that, if there needs to be a correction, they won't do it until next September, right? And then we'll be harvesting the 26 crop. So it's a vicious circle. Bottom line is, and this is what everyone needs to know watching, we'll get a couple hundred people watching, is people go to conventions like this to learn to get better at raising cattle, to get better at doing things. People are going to go to next week. Our friends at Top Producer Farm Group have something going on, and then we have a commodity class. And people travel from all over the country and the world to figure out how to grow more bushels, how to grow. I don't say that better tonnage, but what are you looking for when you're raising the old yeah,
You're just looking for the most efficiency is what we're looking to generate the highest quality products we can, yet still maintain our costs. And I think that's the big goal of CattleCon is to increase our national efficiency, whether it be through pharmaceuticals, grazing practices, record keeping. Man, time is money, money is time. So our turnover on these livestock are trying to shorten, things like that. I think that's the big takeaway.
Yeah, let's talk about a little bit. Go back to yesterday when that you went to Dale Earnhardt's speech. That was on the first day. I didn't see it, but he talked about the word innovation, and the word innovation is just code for cheating.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit because that's funny as hell.
Yeah, I thought that was a very, very good comment, and I couldn't disagree more. Like going back to our conversation about how media has been changing recently, how we generate cattle, how we grow corn has changed so much. And I'm just a young guy, but a lot in my lifetime. The technology that we have now is better than it ever has been. It's only going to be better.
And I know my friend Don Wick from Red River Farm Network was he went to CattleCon a year or two ago, and I said, Don, what'd you learn at CattleCon? I've never been there. And he said how much AI has advanced things. I kind of didn't understand that 2-3 years ago, but now what we learned from Mr. White yesterday, I really got to calm down and be like, okay, I understand what Siri is. I have an iPhone. I've been out with farmers and clients when they're calving and tagged animals, and I understand how confusing it is. Like that one just dropped from here, there. Just, that's one small. I got to see one small part of how AI and technology is going to make us very nice. And, yeah,
The thing that he said, talked about a lot was data, and how important maintaining our data is. And the longer I thought about it, the cattle business is just a private data business. Our number of head, our acre, our efficiency figures, our break evens. Man, I think finally we're starting to realize that this is a game of numbers.
yeah, absolutely. And with grains, it's no different. The guys are just getting better, 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 better. I remember years ago, we always used to say like the farmer's not going to get crop planted. That's the chance of them not getting it is so slim. It would have to be such a weather disaster, and we're getting better and better. We haven't talked about the RFK news. We got 250 people watching. Let's get to that. In the meantime, if you'd like to drop us a comment to that, we'd love to check out the website. We have the website. Check that out at your leisure. Some of the things are free on there. Some that we have to subscribe. You'll figure it out. www.agbo.com. We ask if you're not following us that you do. And I'm always asking you to click like and subscribe and run a quick ad of myself. And we'll get to the RFK stuff. You might have a chance later.
Yeah.
Can you do your warm up for your best RFK?
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'd love for you to like and subscribe. And while you're at it, why don't you go to our social media platforms? We're on all of them at Agbo Media.
All right, back to the show. Tommy Grisafi, Mr. Jed Sidwell, the one and only Robert F. Kennedy Jr. His uncle was president. His daddy tried to run for president, and his family has a history that's just an interesting story, a big part of American or not, whether it comes back to so many things. I watched a documentary a few months ago, the Kennedys, and interesting times. That was before cell phones and that other stuff. That's all I want to say. If the Kennedys were president now with the cell phones, they would have got away with having this government stuff in theory. But we got a clip. Let's see how this plays. We're gonna obviously you all know not teasing him because out of respect, but Robert Kennedy has a very rough voice and he's hard to hear on a normal day. But the band's already playing here at CattleCon. Crowds going on. So we have a lot of people watching us. I'm going to play this, and then Jed's going to translate it.
To beef producers is begging you to increase the size of the herds. We had 132 million head in 1972. We have 92 million today. And a lot of producers are now, because of fluctuations in the markets and uncertainty, slaughtering the breeding cows. And I'd ask you to stop doing that. And we need a lot of beef, and we want to make it here in America. We don't want to be importing it from other countries.
All right, yeah. We don't want to import it from other countries. What the hell?
Yeah, we'll get to that in a little bit. It's almost hypocritical with that last comment there. But man,
well, the right hand might not have known what the left hand.
Yeah, right? Yeah. The overall message that Kennedy gave us from start to beginning was very positive. I'll get to what he talked about there in that quote here in just a second. But the big thing that he opened with is that now in America, right now we spend more on health care than any other country. Yet we have some of the sickest people in the world, coincidentally. And the kind of proposed way that he had to solving that is he thinks the reason we spend too much on healthcare, Tommy, is because that our healthcare system isn't an efficient market. We need to be more transparent with the prices of medical goods are so that way we can kind of get some healthy competition back into that market. And then on the side of Americans are so unhealthy, he drew it back to the food. And the reason that being is that we don't have a protein focused diet. That's why he flipped the food pyramid on its head, making protein the most important thing we need to get in our diets every day. He actually said himself that he eats beef twice a day. His favorite cut of beef is a New York strip. So that was kind of a funny thing to hear. But yeah, then that comment that he made there. Oh yeah, there we go. Get an infographic there, Tommy. His
Gives me a chance to drink my what am I drinking here?
drinking a
Alani.
energy drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't get a body like this drinking Budweiser.
Yeah, that's true. And then at the end, that video that we played for you, he talked about need to rebuild the cow herd. I mean, it's pretty well known that we have less cattle in the United States than we ever have, and even though we're increasing our pounds of gain on these livestock, killing at a higher weight. I mean, we're sending cattle to slaughter now today 1,600 pounds sometimes instead of the 1950s and stuff. We're sending 1,000 pounds across the scale. Yeah, he called the cattlemen to rebuild the cow herd and grow that back up. The big thing that he was talking about, not killing the breeding cattle, I think what he was talking about there is heifer retention is probably the word he's doing.
Can we go over the boys and girls and the birds and bees of cattle?
Yeah.
For the people who don't understand it.
Yeah. Right now, cattle market has been incredibly strong, and that's what we've seen in the past couple of years. Because of that, we haven't been keeping back the female baby calves, the heifers, in order to stay back as mothers.
Can I ask you a question? I know you're young and you might have been influenced in the meeting, but cattle, there's no boys and girls.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
in other things, they got all types of shit all over.
yeah.
Boys-
In the livestock world, we keep it fairly black and white when it comes to the birds and bees.
Okay.
We don't like to muddle that line a whole lot.
Just saying.
Yeah,
I might be like, I don't know.
yeah. Maybe someday we have some blue-haired cows out there. There might be some that float the line. Yeah, the big thing we've seen the past couple of years with the strong market is we haven't been keeping back as many replacement heifers. Coincidentally, the cow numbers have gone down. I think it's, in order to maintain this healthy market, we need to make sure that we can keep it back the right number of replacements.
Let's talk about the risk and sticking on the cattle theme here. What the amount of dollars that go into, guy used to have $1 million, $2 million operating and lives by the head. You can only have a half of that or a third of that for the dollars flow. You understand the math about that, right?
Yeah.
Those are big numbers. I mean, the risk, we get this headline today of the plant closing. Talk about that real quick, how we ever got down.
Yeah.
Wet limit.
We haven't officially closed yet from people that I've been talking to back home in Colorado. But the workers at JBS, the Greeley plant there, 99% of them voted to go on strike. Wages, it might just be a strong arm tactic to try and increase wages and things there. We're going to see here in the days coming. It definitely might throw a wrench in the market here.
Yeah, and now we get this little headline, and folks after meats close, which they had a band-aid. Lies are down $4 or $5. Feeders are down 6, 7. Call it pick what you want. We did trade limit in all. We had this. We'll see how the market opens tomorrow. You'll still allow 100K tons of Argentine beef, preferential access, whatever that means. Take it for what it's worth. These are the headlines. But what's the irony of that headline is you're watching RFK up there say we don't. Let's keep beef from America. And I'm posting headlines like this.
Yeah, he ends that speech. If you can decipher through the gravelly voice there by saying we want to keep our beef grown inside the United States. I walked downstairs. I walked to the booth, and Tommy says, "Hey, look at this headline. We're going to be importing a bunch of beef." A bit of a mixed signal there.
Let me ask you something. I had the opportunity to meet Ag Secretary Rollins a few months ago.
Right.
She's very pleasant, very sweet. I don't judge her for how she's doing. Number one, I don't farm and ranch. It's not my right to say she's doing well, she's not doing well. That's up to you all, farm and ranch. You can go turn her report card in. We all get a vote, and I voted for this administration, and I believe everyone has the best interest of agriculture, but she's that's a big ship. She's got to try to turn around. Speaking of turn around that ship, though, I did say on the positive, optimistic side today to clients, there's a chance we're getting a bean rally. Corn and wheat will follow if beans go up high enough. It's February. We're in spring insurance. We're getting your crop insurance price. You're going to get payment number one. Then we have that payment number two that Sarah and John both proposed. It's officially got it's closer to being official than not official. You know, before you go bashing everyone, give it time. They've been asking for time. But when they ask for time, markets were at the low and the money wasn't there yet. But we're coming in to renewing and operating. Folks need money. Payment should be out here soon. They do have a personal friend who was just hired by the USDA to help distribute that payment. But he is officially hired first day of work, or second or third, fourth, whatever the show. I'm sure he's going to have one stuff to do. With that, the money allegedly is on the way. The market's coming back. We're going to get a chance to farm again here. And Basics, Vicky Rollins, she's pleasantly questioned. Well, it's long-winded. I forgot what the hell he's almost. Oh, yeah. I was going to say, is that the highest ranking person you've ever seen speak?
Yeah, I went to a national convention the year that Trump spoke there. But our time to fly out from Indy was right at the exact time that Trump was going to speak. I just barely missed getting to see him there. But yeah, me personally, that's probably the biggest move. Like I said, maybe in one podcast we had a while ago, I got to see Charlie Kirk at Oklahoma State.
Oh, that would, yeah, we
those
talked
would
about
probably
that.
be my 1 and 2 up there.
You saw Charlie Kirk how far before he passed? Like,
I got to see him in April.
then that Hitler tragedy was.
It's basketball.
Yeah. So Charlie Kirk. When I was a kid, at the Board of Trade, George Bush came down to the pits, and I was from here to that camera to George Bush, and he shook our hands. There was also guns pointed at us, and there was guns pointed at us and lights from all over. And you know what you see on TV is different than when the president comes out and starts shaking hands. Yeah, it was really cool. It's really cool. George Bush came to the pits. That was good. Like that has been around since like the official. Were you a little starstruck?
A little bit, yeah. Like, and there wasn't like a whole lot of build up to him coming out or like speakers before him. It was almost like, all right, here's our last session of CATTLECON. Welcome, yeah, RFK, and yeah, like he just walked out. He got a standing ovation from the crowd. Everybody was on that feet clapping.
That makes me happy. Yeah. Robert F. Kennedy, Jr., Secretary of Health and Human Services, was here at CattleCon, and our very own Jed Sidwell just got to see him with that. Let's go over to Mark and get the heck out of here. Kind of sad, don't want to end. We broadcasted a couple opens, a couple closes, but when we get done here, we have to pack up our stuff. Now, we're lucky. We talked about this earlier. Our office is just a couple blocks away. My apartment's a couple blocks away. We bought some new bags on the Amazon. Pack all this stuff and June in a couple of orders. I heard you went to bed at 8 o'clock last night. Want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, man. I've had a fun time networking. I'll say that much.
Yeah, social services was looking for you. You were about maybe starting 12-step class.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah. No, when there's this many people in the cattle and livestock industry in one place.
And you're 23.
And you're 23. There's a lot to do and a lot of people to see. I gotta meet up with a lot of my old livestock judging friends, which is good. People around the industry that we haven't seen.
Let's just say I was waking up at night to pee for the first time, and Jen was just kidding. I feel good. I haven't been drinking. I've been taking better care of myself. So we may go have a little glass of wine or something tonight. I don't know if we're going to go to Ryman. Special Agent Lindsay got into the she's texting me. What's the code for the package room? Because the Amazon bag through there. You know, folks, I got to tell you, Amazon's the craziest thing. So we forget little parts here or there, and we literally sit on our phone, and it's 8 at night. I click on something, and at 11 o'clock, it's at my apartment in Nashville. I don't know how they do it, or where these little parcel trips are from. But if you can think it, they can get it to you here quickly. But that's not the case with beef. You just can't click a button and make a cow or a calf, or the numbers get bigger.
It takes time. Yeah, and that was one thing I thought actually Kennedy brought up. I forgot to mention was
We got time.
fairly on point that most people kind of forget. Yeah, we want to say we keep back, rebuild the cow herd. That doesn't happen. Well, we're just going to keep back a bunch of heifers, and then they're immediately going to get cows. We got to keep back those heifers, retain them, grow them, get them bred, calve them out. Then those calves have to be grown, fed, and then fed out before we even see an increase in what we have on the table.
And I think that's why when this guy said we're going to get the price of beef lower, yeah, it moved the markets, but in the end, the fundamentals, Mr. Mike Sands from our own Nasdaq Trading Group and MBS Research, he said, here's fundamentals. I got text Lindsay, so you keep
Yeah. No, I'm excited for dinner tonight. Maybe learn some more about what this fertilizer contract might look like. I think that'll be something that our production agriculture folks need to keep an eye on because, like we talked about maybe in a previous show, it's really important right now to control those input costs because fertilizer, man, it's taken a huge jump here the past couple of years.
Yeah, one thing I keep thinking like I gotta pass that mic over to me. See, the cool thing about these headsets is you can wiggle all around, and that mic just keeps
Tommy's
falling around.
ADHD kicks in; it stays with him.
The folks from the CME were super pumped about these weekly options, daily options. I mean, there's an option. Would have had to have known something before they worked, but there's an option where you can buy a bean call on a Monday and be 20 cents out of money. You could have paid like something like a cent, a quarter, and 2 hours later you got a 20-cent winner. Now, probably do that 20, 30, 50 times, lose every time, and there's some incredible tools out there. And if you know how to use them to your advantage, quick, or have access to being quick, there's some great stuff out there. With that, it's really important that people don't underestimate that they think we're never going to rally, we're never going to this. I just looked down at my phone and was closing prices where I was like, oh, the Dow is down, 700, 600, what's coming back? Now the markets are closed. Cash closed at 3. The markets are still open. I'm going to read these markets again one more time, and let's I'll go over my phone here.
Yeah.
Start from the top. Let's do energies first. That's where I'm at right now. Crude oil down 2 months. Our bottom down 40, beating with 78. Natural gas up 69. Gold down $860 now. Are you sitting down, folks? Before we start the show, I was trading some micro silver. They're trading $73 silver. Silver is trading $70, $97, $71 silver. I was saying during the show, we may go below 70 tonight. Well, shit, we closed. We may go below 70, and maybe we already did it. We traded 70, 80, but we half off sale in silver. It's funny how people say you got to buy silver, you got to buy silver, you got to buy silver at 100, 110, 120. Then at 70, you can't find a bid, right? Well, those are those people getting. Gold down 3. Let's talk percents because I think that'll help people more. Gold down 3%, silver down 16%, platinum down 9%, palladium down 6%, copper 2%, silver again right there. Let's look at the interest rates. The bonds are on the high, the 10-year on the high. When I say bonds are going up, that means interest rates are going down. Live cattle down 500, feeders down 567, big one live hogs down 60. Last 3 milk traded 15.40. Of course, we go to the most optimistic thing we have to talk about here, and I wouldn't be least surprised if they came out a little heavy-handed tonight on the open in the grains. That you see some selling this wave of selling hits the outside markets, but maybe they're trading something different. Corn up 6, soybeans up 18, 19, wheat up 8, oats. Most of the wheats were up 78. Meal was up, oil was down. Incredible day here in the grains. Going home, S&P down 115, Dow down 700, Nasdaq down 500. We got some massive moves in the outside markets. Bitcoin down over a 10,000. I can't remember what all these do. Oh no, not the clapping. No. Hey, we know this guy. Hold on, we got a guest. We got a guest on here. Come on.
Me?
Yeah, we're live. Well, hold on. You never know who's going to pop up here. You never know who's going to pop up. With the good folks from Farm for Profit just stopped by. What's going on, buddy?
It's the end of the show. Finally,
So I'm
finally
the
wrapping it up.
only thing between you and a cold one. Oh, you're warm. You packed up and you guys are moving.
We do. We've been carrying the equipment. Absolutely.
That's going to be the reason we're still live streaming is I don't want to pack all this up. We got the good folks from Farm for Profit. We have Tanner, Corey,
Cody, and Rachel.
Cody, and Rachel. Yeah, we're missing someone, one of the good-looking ones.
He's on the phone.
Yeah, doing big business. Big business. Tell us about the show. We got about 300 people watching us here on the Echo platform.
Farm for Profit. It's the number 4 right in the middle of that. We love putting out our content. We've got 2 shows a week, every Monday and every Thursday, and then we sprinkle in some stuff every once in a while. Find us on YouTube, Spotify, all the social media platforms. But really, we like to have fun, meet a lot of folks in agriculture, whether it be cattle, hogs, row crop, small grains. Try to cover as much.
A lot of the equipment makers you become partners with, and auction. One of your partners auctions off land and various things. That's been good.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What did you? What's the coolest thing you guys learned at the show?
First of all, the atmosphere here is second to none. There's so much energy. Like I've never met so many happy people, so many nice and polite people. But it is neat to see the technology that we've had and been blessed with in the row crop world making its way into livestock. This is cattle specific. Everything from the embryo technology to paying attention to the nutrition programs that they're on, making sure that the feed efficiency's there. I mean, we got to spend a lot of time with John Deere. Thanks to them for bringing us down. And it was exciting to see that you can almost bale now with the round baler, hands-free.
Is that right?
Yeah.
We had to use our hands a little bit on this wagyu beef back here on the sampler platters. We might have went through the line once or twice, but yeah, unbelievable. RFK Jr. spoke.
Rachel got to go up and watch it.
Okay. What do you want to talk about that, Rachel?
Great time.
So the highlighted points that she told me is he's really excited about making protein a focus.
We talked about that. Mr. Young Jed Sidwell was there. Yeah.
Really excited about making sure that the information they provide is short, digestible, to where anybody can consume it and understand it. And then also wanted to make sure that the overall language is simple. Real ingredients, real food, making a real focus on America's food and diet. And then also raise some concerns. Rachel's nodding at me like I'm right.
Rachel should have just sat down and said this. Is what we should have had.
Real concerns were expressed about, even though we produce an abundance of food in the U.S., we still have folks that are nutrient deficient, still have those that could really use better access to high quality foods.
And you know what, Tanner, we saw all that during these horrible storms we've had in America with this bad weather that people were like, whoa, I don't have food, or my food's spoiled. I don't have money to get food. When the government was shut down for 45 days, food banks across America ran out of food. So I had people saying, Trump's starving the kids. We're like, whoa, that wasn't Trump. We shut the government down. But everyone's got their own agenda. But the bottom line was there were kids hungry. They've always been hungry, but they were more hungry. And there was working class families that went without food during that period.
It is. It was sad to see. I think it was eye opening, but I think it makes a lot of change, or at least motivation for change going forward.
Yeah.
How's the show been for you?
Good. We've been broadcasting once or twice a day. I don't know if I was blessed that I was here. We had some major market moves. I think I could have been part of them. And I also think I could have lost a lot of money during them because that especially in soybeans, I heard hurt some people. So from my producer side, they're happy. My clients are happy. They're getting to sell old crop soybeans. They're getting to get out of some of their calls that weren't worth much money. We are in the February crop insurance period, and it's really nice to see us move during February. Get these prices up. They're going to get government checks. February rally, it's good. The attitude here, I was telling Jed, I have not met one rude person. Usually someone comes by and says, I know you. There's usually a smart ass or a jag off in Chicago. And I'm telling you, nothing but class. People dress nice. Women dress nice. Men in sport coats. Folks getting their shoes shined.
We don't broadcast very often in a blazer or a sport coat.
Yeah.
And I felt like today I was way underdressed, but we've been in sport coats almost all week. it is definitely one of those events that you look good and feel good at.
Yeah. Everyone, this is Mr. Tanner here. And I don't want to botch his last name. But,
Winterhoff.
Winterhoff. We got Corey Hillbo. And the third,
Dave Whitaker.
Dave Whitaker, the three amigos. And we got Mr. Cody and that young lady who couldn't take the mic.
She's really, really great for us. She's our chief marketing officer. She likes to be behind the camera, even though she's probably one of our biggest assets.
Well, Mr. Jed's going to do it all. He's going to be behind the camera, in front of the camera. That's that. And he's a good monitor. So
I don't need to commandeer this.
No. Mr. Jesse Allen stopped by from Market Talk. He had his baby in his hand, and he sat down. It was awesome. And that's what's fun. We're live streaming.
You never know what you're going to get on Tommy's show.
300 people are watching. We got him on X, a little bit of YouTube, and Facebook's not a good one.
Corey wants to know why the beans are up.
Why
were beans up?
Again, I would say people are caught that short, and if China really goes through with this, it's a real. We go from having too much to oh boy, it was definitely unexpected, right?
Yep.
The same thing with, we all knew silver would go down, but when silver goes down close to 40% last Friday, that's another. I mean, he's going to get oil and everything else. Wilder than the beans being up is Bitcoin's having one of its worst days ever in history. Bitcoin's down 10, 11,000. Silver's about ready to go under $70 an ounce, and a week ago silver was 120. So the amount of money that's come out of the outside markets, I will say to folks watching, if you do care about cattle, with these outside markets going down and what cattle did on the open today, we had that plant closing, possible strike. Yeah. We opened. I went to the Nesbitt office. I helped my wife get her car out of the parking. I literally ran to the office. I said, I want to see the open. We yapped open lower. We all tried to sell it. And then instantly we limit down, then bounced out of there, traded all day, settled lower. But now with these outside markets and everything else, I think there could be some pressure on cattle. We also had news. I don't know if you guys saw this real quick. I'll pop this up, but this came out after the close. U.S. to allow 100K tons of Argentine beef preferential access. So RFK's up there saying we want beef coming from America, and then the Trump administration saying we're giving special permission for this beef. So Jed's like, what the heck was the left team talking about? Whatever. So, all right. Tell people one more time how they catch your show.
Farm for Profit. You can type it into any platform that you're on, whether it's YouTube, if you want to watch it on video. You can also catch the video on Spotify. If you like traditional audio only, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere that you get your podcasts. And then, of course, if you like short little clips, because we don't have a very long attention span, any social media platform. TikTok's usually a lot of fun.
Yeah, awesome, buddy. Congratulations on your success and keep it up.
I will. Thanks, Tommy.
Thank you, guys. All right, everyone. That's the Farm for Profit crew. They're out here. Rachel, just come say hi to everyone. We can't get Rachel to say hi. All right. Thank you. Safe travels. Text me at night. We'll be out and about.
Okay.
All right. That's always nice. Those guys are pros. They before I was in podcasting, I started watching these guys. I said, I like what they're doing. I was watching and listening to their podcast. They do a great job, professional. They went to John Deere, the Farm for Profit group. They got a nice team together, and they're doing things right. All right, let's finish up. We got 300 people watching. We had special guest Tanner. We had Jesse Allen from Market Talk. I almost screw up a Lottie. Let's check the markets. They close at 4 o'clock, and let's. What did you talk to them when you went out there?
Oh, well, one of the guys on his staff there was a member of the livestock judging team. Man, if you know somebody that judges, you'll immediately have a connection, a story, something to talk about. It's a very synonymous experience.
Yeah, looking at these closing markets, S&P down 116, NASDAQ 54, Dow Jones 700. Big moves. Bitcoin 10,200. Gold down 160. Silver down $13.50. Getting ready to cross under 70. That's going to leave a mark. Crude oil down 2. Big bright spot of the day. Ring the bell. Ring the bell. Give it a clap. Well, we got wah 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 on the outsides, but we got the clap for the grains because grains are on fire. They're asking why are beans up? Hey, beans are allowed to go up if China wants to buy them. There may be more going on behind the scenes that we don't realize on why China came here or President Trump and buy your beans. It could be. I've been told from East Bay and others 10% reduction in fentanyl. and everything. And we don't want that stuff in this country, and we've done a good job keeping it out. But there, you see the headline, but there's probably deals done behind the.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there was a deeper meaning to that tweet. I'm gonna guess in the minutes coming. I'm gonna find out what that is.
Yeah, last chance for questions or anything else. About 350 you watching. Thanks for watching. A lot of you coming in from X. Hope you had a good day. I know might have, if you're in grains, good day. Livestock, not a good day. Depends what you have, right? There's the cash market. If you own the physical, you have one opinion. If you trade futures and options or any of these derivatives, you may have a different opinion. If you sell crop insurance, you got to be pumped. These markets are rallying, and you're going to be able to get better levels out of your people. I would say 95% of these people here didn't even realize what a volatile day cattle had because they have such a long-term outlook. A guy like me is literally trading one lot in silver before he goes live, and then it's all emotional. You don't trade one lot in cattle, get in, get out. You're a rancher, you're in for life, right?
Yeah, and I think the big thing ranchers need to remember is that everyone here is kind of always worried about the next recession on the highlights or on the horizon, I should say, because we've been talking about it here for a couple of years. And it might happen at some point, but we don't know, Tommy. We could hit $3 cattle on one of those black swan events that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, futures and options have risk, but raising the cash has a ton of risk and takes a ton of money. All right, Tommy Grisafi, Jed Sidwell, we've been broadcasting live from CattleCon. This is it. When I hit off on this, it's time to pack the bags. Young Lindsay's coming back with the new bags we got from Amazon. Be sure to catch the Wiesmeyer show. If you've ever missed one, we get it out every week. It's been a little hard. Jim's been traveling. I've been traveling. We used to get them out every Friday afternoon. We've been doing Saturday, Sunday night, whatever. But once a week, from hell or high water, we get the Jim Wiesmeyer show out. Young Lindsay's back with the Amazon flag bags. But we got to ask you, if you're out there, we would love to have you on the other side. www.agbull.com. $25 a month, $250 annually. Put out some good free stuff like this and others. But the premium stuff, all the stuff we filmed this week, box stuff, that's only for clients and clients only. And sometimes working for free is just too damn expensive, so we got to charge, right, Mr. Jed?
Oh, yeah. I think there's a lot of value to be had in that premium subscription. Highly recommend that you jump on the bandwagon and get it.
Yeah. So breaking news of the day is the moves in cattle, the moves in Bitcoin, the moves in silver. A lot of breaking news. We're finishing up CattleCon here. We went through the bulls, the bears, everything else going on. We had moves on LaSalle Street. We had moves on Wall Street. As best I can see, Wall Street is getting rocked today. The stock market, the metals. The only bright spot that I looked at was grains, and that's great. So from us, Tommy Grisafi, Jed Sidwell, coming in from Nashville, Tennessee. We're going to play a little video, get out of here. Drop us a comment here in the show where you are. I'm just having all types of fun hitting the buttons. I'm going to hit one that ends the show. Jed, finish her up.
Well, it's been a blast here at CattleCon. We're going to be back next year. We got our booth reserved, so I'm already looking forward to it.
Do your best, Robert Kennedy.
I'm not even going to attend.
See, I can't. He's only been with us for a week or two, and he's already not listening. Peace out, everyone.
See you guys.